What's up, Bruin fans? Jonny Gamet here with Coach Chris Carmichael of our women's soccer team. Coach, it's hard to believe the season is almost here and upon us, but thanks for taking some time today.
Oh, my pleasure. Great to be here.
Let's talk a little bit about last season, and a challenging season in a number of ways, but probably the most preeminent of those challenges was the COVID pandemic and having to deal with an abbreviated season, a different season. Not only that, you guys go from a Division II setup to a Division I setup. So it was like 2020 was just this onslaught of challenges for you guys as a program. But talk to me a little bit about some of the challenges as a coach. You know, you're used to going in and playing a full season, full preseason, full everything that is usual with the college calendar. And then you have that kind of yanked out from under you at the last minute. So how did you have to make that adjustment as a team and a coaching staff?
I mean, I think we were all in the same boat. We were just thankful to get a season last year. So I'm not so sure it was psychologically, difficult or anything. I don't think the schedule had anything to do with that. I think it was just the part of it. I think it was just a lot of the unknowns, week to week unknowns, as far as with the weekly testing we were doing, who was going to be available, was the team going to be available to play. So I think a lot of those. That part of the psychology of the whole thing was probably the most difficult thing. I think having a reduced schedule was, it was unfortunate because I think we would have had a much better outcome. But I thought, given all things, I thought we performed well, and we certainly knew as a team afterward, we fell short, and we had to work on those things in the spring, and we got those things fixed.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, one of the things I mentioned was the transition from Division II to Division I. Obviously, the history speaks for itself and the success we've had at the Division II level. Division I is a little bit different story. You have a much higher accolade of programs, of teams that we're playing against on a weekly basis. And so just talk about how you felt the team responded to that higher level of challenge.
Well, I think our regular season pretty much was similar. I think every year our regular season actually was challenging. We've always had challenging regular seasons, so it's something we've never really shied away from doing. And I think as such, I think we were, I thought we were pretty well prepared as far as the level that we were going to have to play at. So I thought going into nationals was probably the biggest change, just kind of not knowing exactly the consistency of teams that we would be seeing at nationals, other than the types of teams we played in the regular season. And I think, honestly, a lot of teams we played in that regular season matched up well to get us prepared for what we saw at nationals, for the most part. There's always that one team, but I thought overall, we had a good showing for our first time back at D1.
Yeah, a lot of times people will use the fall season as kind of their measuring stick. But one thing I think I appreciated that you said just a little bit ago is that you took what you learned in the fall and then had a pretty incredible spring season, which of course, from a college perspective, you don't really get coverage in the spring season of what's going on and the exhibitions that you guys are playing, but a pretty impressive resume of drawing with a couple of high caliber teams, defeating a couple of high caliber teams. And again, it's spring season, but as a coach, you got to be encouraged by how your team performed this last spring.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I thought we had a great spring. In many ways, and in so many different ways. I mean, certainly, I thought we performed very well in our games. We didn't lose anything. Played all NCAA D2 teams, good quality teams. So I thought it was good to kind of see where we were at. I think from just a morale perspective, I thought the team did a great job, really lifting spirits, and captains did a great job on just keeping us focused on the spring, and certainly as we move into the future. And we knew as a team collectively that there were some things that we had to change. And kudos to the team for stepping up and really really doing their individual part to make the spring a huge success. And there's no doubt that that success is going to come into this fall.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives you a lot of momentum going into this fall, which it's hard to believe, Coach. This is actually the 10th season of women's soccer here. It seems like yesterday we were just putting all this whole thing together, and now here we are 10 years later and heading into our 10th season. And you had some seniors graduate, some key players who aren't returning to this roster this year, but bringing in a very talented recruit class this summer. How do you feel like overall the roster is looking headed into this season?
I think it looks great. I mean, we've got a good, strong, certainly good, strong core returning back. Excited about that alone, and I think with the new players coming in, we've got a lot more. I think a lot more depth all the way around the team. It's going to help us be able to spread the effort around as we embark on a 20-game regular season and plus regionals and nationals. So I think we're sitting really good at pretty much all positions. We're looking good. I'm really excited about it, and I think each of our certainly returners and our new players each bring in an individual talent and skill set that we need, and I think it's going to be an exciting season. So
absolutely. We'll be looking forward to it getting underway here in the next couple of weeks. And of course, we're excited. Our 10th season for women's soccer. And again, Coach, thanks for the time again with today. We really appreciate it.
Sure, anytime.